is Betty, the HBO surprise hit from 2019. Wow.
Oh no, 2020 was last
It
year.
was 2020.
Yeah.
Jeez.
2019 still feels like last year to me though. I get the feeling.
Yeah. I see. I think what where I don't associate it with the pandemic watching this show.
Mhm.
So I to everything before the pandemic is 2019 to me. Even if it, I don't know, maybe it did. I think it did come out like in April of last year,
Yeah, I
right?
think it was May 2020 it came out, something like that. It was in the summer. But
And
it
they,
was completely shot before the pandemic. The first season was. Obviously that's
yeah,
not the case with season 2.
right. And I think that that's actually why I might, probably one why I like the show so much, but also why I don't associate it is when you're in this world, you really are in the world of New York City that they show you, this skateboard alternative type world. And I think in the first season that worked totally to its advantage because you just kind of get lost in these awesome like skateboarding montages. You kind of get
Mm.
lost in them adventuring from one cool venue to the next, running into people, parties, things in the street or in the park. It's just a really fun hang. Second season, obviously, COVID is just part of their reality. It's just something that they're all kind of dealing with in different ways. Although I do have to say, they seem to be a lot more laissez-faire with their social gatherings than I was during COVID. I
Mhm.
will say so.
Yeah.
Understandable. They're teenagers in New York City. It's probably was a very difficult experience to be inside all the time when their whole world was outside their doors. But I think I don't think it's weighed down necessarily by the COVID of it all, but it definitely is present. What was that like for you to be
Yeah.
sitting with that?
Right. Well, I think all the cast is in the early 20s, but either way, it feels authentic that this larger skating community in New York is a little inconsistent with COVID protocol, right? It actually feels authentic to the
Yeah.
story. And that's not the case with production. Obviously, this was shot September through December of 2020 to
Mhm.
shoot something in New York City. At that time, you had to be extensively COVID safe, and there's some pieces about like the bubbles the cast had to live together and stuff. So seemed like a labor of love to really want to shoot anything. And by all accounts, shooting during the pandemic has been terrible in terms of the extra work it requires. But it does kind of feel like a cool time capsule, right? To see something not ignoring the pandemic, but just kind of going with it for this season.
Mhm.
And I mean, I think it's a really cool idea. But even if it's just kind of in the background on the side, they're wearing masks, it's going to come up in conversation. Even if that's all it is, it's still more Betty, which means, like you said, it's a great hang. It's in a great setting. It always looks nice. The cool it is watching people that are actually skateboarders skate down the streets of the Lower East Side. It's just an appealing prospect. Skateboarding, from what I understand, has been getting even more popular due to social media and TikTok and all that. So this feels like a show for that new phenomenon as well. But it just it feels like a continuation to season one, which we like so much because you
Yeah.
have this real skating collective playing fictional versions of themselves. They have awesome chemistry. They all feel like unique characters, real characters, and it just feels like a lived in place. And that's really appealing.
Yeah. I think what I was left with from this episode is just how they're setting up. I think some of the potential conflicts or driving plot forces for this season. I think you see Indigo signing up for quitting her job because of the customer that wasn't following COVID protocols
Mhm.
and signing up for the Sugar Papa
Yeah.
website, which I thought was
Seeking arrangements, standing. Yeah.
yeah. And then you also see like Honey Bear and her relationship and
Mhm.
feeling that out, feeling uncomfortable with certain parts of it. Camille trying to become a serious skater who is trying to be sponsored and maybe not feeling totally comfortable with some of those things. So you see some of the driving forces of potential conflict, but really just come for the hangs, right? Like, come
Mm,
for Kurt at the end of the episode telling all these dumb skateboard guys how to go and pick up
yeah.
chicks.
Being the
you know,
love guru, it's great.
yeah,
It's
that's
perfect.
fantastic. Um, Come for just like the skate scenes when you see like Camille skating around and recording that guy, and then him like running off. But like, just I thought that was really cool. Um, I think a lot of what I like about the show is it really just, like you said, it's lived in. It feels just enjoyable to be with these characters, and uh, keep doing what you're doing. Is my advice to
Mhm.
them. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
They have it down to a science.
And if you want more of it, just go on, Rachel Vinberg, who plays Camille, go on her Instagram. It's just her posting skate clips in the city all the
Mhm.
time because that is literally who she is. It's so real.